From the MLG studios here in New York City, and welcome back to the Winter Season Showdowns, where we have a bazillion best of fives to determine who are the select few who qualify for the Winter Championship event in Dallas, Texas on March 15th. My name is axeltoss. He's axslav. You just saw a promo for Full Sail University, and let's talk about them a little bit more. Full Sail University, awesome opportunity for all of you out there, assuming you don't already have a job. You're currently in school, maybe you're in high school, maybe you're in middle school, maybe you're in elementary school, and you're watching this. You just did an awesome job on your spelling bee test, and you're like, hey, I just spelled engineering correctly. That's kind of what I want to do. Perhaps game design, game engineering, stuff like that. Full Sail University is your source for just a nice little entry into the space, into the gaming industry. Great opportunity. You need to head on over to Full Sail, Full Sail.
.edu/.
It'll be on the bottom of your screen in just a second, and then I can read it. fullsail.edu/MLG. I wanted to be safe and wait for that so I didn't get it wrong. Of course, visit that website. It's not going to make you sell your firstborn, I promise. All you have to do is fill out some information, and they'll send you some information back on what opportunities might be available to you. So, great opportunity there. Game design, you know, audio engineering, stuff like that. And, of course, interesting factoid. Every single graphic you see on your screen today, like these graphics right here, Nick, point with me. Yeah. Have been made by a Full Sail graduate.
Indeed.
Currently employed here at MLG. Also, we have 2 interns right now from Full Sail currently in the office. So if you want to work with MLG, potentially, that could be a good stepping stone, a good way to get you noticed and get you involved in the scene. That being said, we're watching a best of 5 between Fantasy and Parting. Parting is currently up. Actually, I do want to do a quick plug really quick. Of course, Dr. Pepper Ultimate Game, before we get to the next game, because this is something else that's awesome that people need to know about. Dr. Pepper Ultimate Gaming House. What do you know of this?
It's an amazing way to get a sick room. You know, we actually just got a place.
Spoilers.
Yeah, spoilers. We just got a new place. You're moving in, and my room is pretty empty.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what can I do with it?
Huh?
Right? Now, if you're in that situation, you have a room, you think it needs more panache, more, you know, more cool stuff. You want it to be a fun place to hang out in. You've got a great chance to get it all done for free.
All done for free.
Amazing.
MLG
like,
team
you know how much
will come
time
over.
that'll save you, money that'll save you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And what do you have to do to achieve this? Let's say I want the MLG team to come over and hook me up with an awesome gaming setup, an awesome room.
So first you go to facebook.com/MLGpro. Boom. Scroll down, click on the Ultimate Dr. Pepper Ultimate Gaming House icon. Click on that. And then there's a contest.
Oh.
And you know, there's only about 2 weeks left to enter this contest, right?
Yeah, February 15th it ends. So if you haven't started yet, you're not out of it. Like, you can still do it, but you're a little bit pressed on time.
That's right.
To make a full-fledged production, you know, 2 weeks might be the time you need. So definitely make this happen. Of course, instructions here. You got to send us a video with the following criteria: no more than 5 minutes in length. Introduce yourself, your friend, or your group. Tell us why you or they deserve the Ultimate Gaming House. Nick, why do you deserve an Ultimate Gaming House?
Because I'm the ultimate gamer.
I like it.
My job is gaming, right?
Yes.
Let's say your job is telemarketing, right? You can say you're the ultimate gamer because while you're doing your telemarketing job, in your head you're thinking of StarCraft strategies.
Yes.
You're thinking of routes to run through Call of Duty maps to flank the opponents for your team.
Yes.
You're thinking of like item build combinations or something in League of Legends. You're always thinking about games. When you come home, what you do is you play games. You ask a girl out on a date. You say, you know what? Let's play games, right? Say that, and that's why you're ultimate gamer, or whatever you think. You know, something creative, something funny. That's your best chance of winning that contest.
A great, in my opinion, if you're like in CSL, if you're involved with CSL, if you're the coach of a CSL team and you have some space available, I think that could be a great pitch, a great opportunity for you. Get yourself a nice gaming house. Get yourself set up with awesome products and just set up with the latest technology in gaming, and just make yourself a video saying, "Hey, I am the manager of the Texas A&M University CSL team, and we have some space we would love to use to practice." And we love Dr. Pepper, we love MLG, etc. And we love axeltoss. You don't have to include that, but it might help you a little bit. Can't hurt. So yeah, awesome opportunity there. Facebook.com/MLGpro. That being said, are we ready to get into the next game, Mr. axslav?
Why don't we actually get this game started? Get it kicked off.
All right.
Can Fantasy come back?
That is the big question right now. Of course, the winner of this best of 5 will gain a spot at the Winter Championship event in Dallas, Texas on March 15th. The bottom left-hand location, we have the red Protoss player from SK Telecom T1. Won the most money in the world playing StarCraft 2 last year. He is partying, and he's 1 win away from getting that spot into Dallas. His opponent, not a stranger to being down, not a stranger to having to make big comebacks. And he's done it before. Can he do it again? He's the blue Terran player in the top right-hand location, also on SK Telecom T1. He is Fantasy. The map is Cloud Kingdom. Nicholas, you said Fantasy would win this match. Can he come back and win 3 games in a row?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Your answer should have been absolutely.
I know, parting Stargate play just been
You're
so
doubting
devastating.
your prediction.
I am.
Okay.
Fair enough. That is what StarCraft does to you.
I respect that.
You know, I can admit I might have been wrong.
We spent like the past 3 weeks playing nothing but Terran and making Widowmines and Hellbats.
He hasn't made a single Widowmine or Hellbat yet.
That's actually true.
So that's, you know, maybe that's why he's not able to deal with these. Like,
he got a guess.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Let's see some Widowmines and Hellbats. Because, you know, if you think about this, Heart of Storm has new units for a reason, and Blizzard has made them quite a useful tool. Party has been using these tools, right? He's been using the new Void Ray is so much strong against bunkers. That's how he powered down the bunkers and made that 1-base Void Ray so strong.
Yep.
And then the new Oracle, well, I mean, there was no old Oracle. The new unit, the Oracle,
you can call it a new Oracle.
Yeah.
It's a new unit. Yeah. It's an Oracle.
It's so powerful against workers that if your opponent's not ready for it, they don't run their workers quite fast enough, it'll just erase them from the game almost instantly. You know, Parting's been utilizing those, and Fantasy hasn't really utilized. I mean, he did use the Meta XP boost once.
Yes.
But I mean,
Ignite Afterburnish.
Yes, Ignite Afterburnish. So, but he hasn't really gained much from the new Heart of Storm units yet. Maybe he's got to try them out a little bit.
We'll see. He did place a supply depot there at the top of his ramp to deny entry from that probe. So, Parting here is not going to have any idea what his opponent is doing beyond. There's two supply depots and a barracks, but behind that could be anything, and we're going to see a factory here from Fantasy. Might we see the axeltoss build?
We might, but you know the factory's not positioned
where
it could get a reactor very easily.
Second guess. Okay, it's not my build.
I think this is a Cloak Banshee rush. Where the factory is positioned. Oh wait,
there goes
no, the barracks is moving. I still think this is a Cloak Banshee build, based on the location.
Yeah,
of the
like if you make a reactor now, I guess you can get out of Widowmine first, and then it'll be done.
Oh, maybe I'll eat my words. There goes the reactor on the way.
So he's probably going to make either a Hellion or a Widowmine here out of this factory.
Is he
while the reactor is building.
Oh, is he? I want to see him build a Proxy Stargate, right? Starport right now at the bottom of the map. Do it. Do it.
Oh, he's not making anything out of this factory. That's interesting.
He's just, oh, yep, he wanted a very fast starport. He's got all this gas he's going to be collecting. I still don't know if it's going to be, it could be a Banshee plus a threat from the front.
Yeah.
Or could this be a Widowmine drop?
And of course you're saying this because he's got 2 gases.
Exactly.
Whenever you get 2 gases, you're most likely going for
some big gas investment.
like Cloak Banshees, Thor Rush. There's 1 Widowmine.
We're so focused on his awesome build, but look at what Parting's doing.
I showed it, my friend. Oh, it's a blink.
It's Blink. This is going to be 1-base Blink, and probably with that Mothership Core. It's so much more powerful now because you don't need to get the Robotics and Observer. The Mothership Core gives you that high ground vision. Of course, Blink takes longer to research.
So this is going to be a Widowmine
the Widowmine drop. And I just said there was no Robo and Observer.
Yeah.
Which means
you can't see the Widowmines.
You can't see Widowmines.
Yeah, it's crazy. It sounds like we could see a base trade situation here of sorts. But because the question is, can Fantasy hold up? Because think about it. His entire army is going to be across the map in a medevac.
That's true.
While the Blink Stalker are hitting. So does he lift all of his stuff away? Because will he have enough defenses to deal with it? He has to make 2 more Widowmines. Yes, he is. And he has to use those for defense. His opponent's not going to have detection. Because, again, Mothership Core, it does not have Envision anymore. That has been changed. And Parting has 0 detection. And he's got 4 gates on the field.
Yeah, this is going to be really interesting. I mean, if he positions his Widowmines perfectly, he might just be able to kill the Mothership Core with him before the Stalkers can blink up.
Yeah.
Then you have to go up the front way, and they'll have to kill depots first, which will buy him a little bit more time.
Here comes the medevac. Let's see how much damage this does. Now, Fantasy, if he controls this properly, he can spread out the Widowmines and then burrow them each individually. spaced out. So if the probes even decide to leave, he can still get some massive destruction going. We have a bunker at the front here from Fantasy, but I think Party's just going to try to dodge that. Meanwhile, we have a medevac charging into the main line of Party, going to drop those Widowmines. Let's see how much damage can be done. Oh no, Party is not running his probes. This could do a lot of damage, and there go the shots. Wow.
Oh,
Goodbye, middle line. 13 probes killed. Parting had absolutely no idea that was happening. Meanwhile, Blink Stalkers blink up into the main base of Fantasy. Barracks going to be running away. Where are the Widowmines? There's one at the ramp. There's one at the National Expansion. They're going to have to move up into the main. Can Fantasy hold off this push? If he can, he will win this game, pulling every single one of his SCVs, perhaps trying to bait them into the Widowmines. The Widowmine trying to burrow it, does not end up getting killed. Just going to blink away on the Stalkers, though, trying to get away from these SCVs, and there's the time warp. Does Fantasy have enough to hold this off?
I mean, I don't know if he does. The SCVs can beat the Stalkers if they stay still, but Party's Blink Micro, he's not going to let that happen.
Fantasy's repairing his Widowmine, trying to bring it closer, trying to get in range of these Stalkers, has to protect his middle line, has to protect his command center. Oh no, the medevac getting sniped out. There's the tank. It can siege. You don't have to research siege in Heart of the Swarm. Not sieging just yet, backing up. Don't want the Stalkers to blink on top of it. And if the Stalkers blink, guess what? The Widowmine can just shoot it. There goes the Widowmine shot. Boom! Hitting the Stalkers. The tank gets taken out, though. The SCV's trying to engage. Fantasy's down in supply. Such a close battle.
Oh man, Fantasy's running out of units. He can't even build anymore. Party is mining off of pretty much nothing. He's only got 2 probes up, but he still has the STARCRAFT force. In Fantasy, he has no answer. He's down to 7 food.
Fantasy's down to one Widowmine.
Wait, but he's got 2 mules. So, wait, this Widowmine eventually picks up the Stalkers. I mean,
yeah.
Party is literally, he's got 2 probes mining. They're both about to die.
He still has 2 Widowmines in his opponent's natural. Oh. So this is what I was talking about, a crazy base trade situation where.
But how? You know what he needs to do?
What
he needs to, once he kills those 2 probes, he needs to be exactly. He's looking at the Widowmines. He's got to bring him to a base and set up a new expansion to drop mules at that's gonna be protected by the Widowmines.
But then he can no longer deny mining from his opponent, and he has to keep that orbital alive.
He's building a tank. I actually would rather see him build more Widowmines.
He doesn't react.
He's doing it.
Oh,
he's doing it.
But can this get out in time?
Oh, I don't think it can.
Oh, that command center's gonna die.
You know what? What if this ends up being a weird draw?
No. As you say that, Fantasy GG's. Can you tell me how you think that it would be a draw?
So let's say he built more Widowmines.
Uh-huh.
And he put him in a position so that the Stalkers couldn't kill his last buildings.
The Widowmine. Oh, okay. The Widowmines are protecting the last building?
Exactly.
And he also has to make sure he prevents his opponent from mining still.
Exactly. So he keeps one Widowmine opponent's worker line.
But the thing is, Party could long distance mine from the natural.
So you might have to have 2 Widowmines.
It's very tricky. Such tricky situations when Widowmines are facing a non-detection Protoss. But wow, Parting with the 3-0. He gets qualification to Dallas. You'll see SK Telecom's Parting at the Winter Championships in Dallas, Texas on March 15th with a 3-0 over Fantasy. Fantastic play from him. Love seeing all of the Heart of the Swarm play. I say that because we've seen some matches where players are just sticking to Wings Liberty strats when there's important matches, but these players were not phased at all by going for these new Heart of the Swarm units, seeing what they could do. You could tell they've been practicing a lot.
They really have. I mean, every single game Party did a streamlined one-base sell-in that only worked with Heart of Swarm units.
Yeah.
You know, the first one had to have the buff void rays to work. The second one, it was all about the Oracle harass, which they obviously can't do Wings of Liberty. The last one was all about that Mothership Core giving vision. They had great use of Time Warp, so when the SCVs came in, the Marines couldn't back them up, which is very, very, very important for that strategy to work. It's a beautiful play.
Now, in the game we just saw, what adjustments could have Fantasy made to make that a little bit better? Was it his Widowmine positioning? Was it the tank positioning? Should he have immediately put a bunker in his middle line or something? Like
a lot of it was him not recognizing the build. For example, if instead of moving the factory over to the tech lab and building a tank, if he built 2 more Widowmines, it would help that easily. Like, if you have 4 Widowmines, I mean, because the thing is, he had 6 Widowmines when that build hit. Or sorry, 5. He had 5.
Yes.
He had 3 in his opponent's
space. Because he made some
space.
extra for defense. I like that.
He had 2 for defense and 3 in his opponent's space. If he had 4 for defense instead of 2, he would have won hands down. He would have lost some SCVs, but he would have, that attack would not have killed him.
Imagine he had a Widowmine that, as you said before, sniped the Mothership Core.
They were all mispositioned. He was anticipating threats from the front if his Widowmines. So a lot of it was just scouting, like we said.
Gotta identify what your opponent is doing.
It's so hard, though. I mean, there's so many possibilities in Heart of the Swarm.
Yeah.
The timings aren't so down yet that, like in Wings of Liberty, it's to the point where, like, okay, he got this gas at this second in the game. He has this much chrono in this building. Like, you know exactly what you're doing. I've seen 3 Stalkers and 2 Zealots at this 5-minute mark. I know exactly what he's doing. And Heart of Swarm's not quite like that yet because of, you know, a little more practice.
So we saw Fantasy take 2 gases there. Was there a follow-up that we didn't necessarily, that wasn't able to be used because of the push? Because, like, it's not like he went to include Banshees. Like, did he use all his gas? Like,
No, he had
you know what I'm
extra
talking
gas.
about. Okay,
He had
so
extra gas.
what do you make? Was he trying to transition into something else there, or
Maybe
was it
full mech. He
Okay.
was getting extra gas. We could
Just
build a
getting
lot of
ready to-
factories. You know, right after that.
Yeah, because I just want to encourage different players that, you know, that was really cool. Even though Fantasy lost,
It was really close.
like, the Widow Mine drop. 3 Widow Mines. Did you see the destruction on that mineral line? It was fantastic and terrifying, of course, if you're a Protoss player. But it was awesome to watch. The probes just melted away. So I think Fantasy put himself in a nice position. Of course, it was just dealing with that all-in there from parting. If Fantasy is a little bit more cost-efficient in dealing with that, loses a little bit less units.
You know, one thing important to mention is he pulled one Widow Mine back with the medevac later on. He could have pulled
lost that
2
medevac, remember?
instead of 1, and if he didn't lose the medevac and got 2 more Widow Mines in there for defense, I don't know. There's so many things.
Such a close game. That game was awesome. Again, if you missed, if you're just now tuning in, it's like, what are they talking about? I missed the game. Don't worry, we got your back. YouTube.com/official MLGSE2. The VODs from today's matches are going to be up in like an hour or so.
Exactly.
So very soon.
And while you're waiting, go watch Rules of Engagement.
Yeah, Rules of Engagement is going to be coming up next with axslav. Axslav, what are you working on today in Rules of Engagement?
So there's actually a really cool thing with Rules of Engagement. So today is going to be looking over some of the Heart of the Swarm matches that the pros are playing on Friday in the King of the Hill. So I got a great game from LZ Gamer, sent me him versus Mana. A really cool game, really awesome. So they're going to go over pro games, right? But starting tomorrow, so tomorrow the games we're going to be going over are today's games are going to be analyzed in depth on tomorrow's Rules of Engagement. So Party vs. Fantasy, the whole series analyzed tomorrow. Wednesday, it's going to be analyzing Roro versus Hero match. So it's going to be, if you're watching these showdown matches, and you're like, that was really cool. Let's see exactly how those strategies were put together. Why did one player won and the other player lost? Check out the next day's Rules of Engagement. We'll go over it in depth.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Now, what if I miss it live?
Then you can catch it youtube.com/official MLGSC2. Go to the Rules of Engagement playlist.
Yeah.
They're all there.
I like
Every single, I think there's, what, 30? I mean, there's a lot of episodes.
Yeah. I have a confession to make. I have a confession. This is where you say, what's your confession?
What's your confession, sir?
I want to crush Call of Duty and YouTube subscribers. I want to crush them. Currently, they're up 6,000 on us, but I have faith in the StarCraft community, and I have faith in you guys. So it's not that much work. Please head on over to youtube.com/official MLGSE2. Again, VODs from all this awesome stuff are going to be right there very soon after they're streamed live. So head on over to youtube.com/official MLGSE2. Hit that subscribe button. It would really mean a lot. If you're watching this right now from VODs, or if you're watching the restream, go ahead and do that too. Please just go ahead and head on over to youtube.com/official MLGSE2. Hit that subscribe button. I think we can catch Call of Duty by the end of the week. I really can. I believe in you guys. So that being said, let's talk about the rest of the week really quick, and then we'll sign off and get into Rules of Engagement. And the rest of the week, we're finishing up, or we just started. We got more awesome Kespa matches. Tomorrow, we're going to have Roro versus Hero. 2 amazing players. Roro has been destroying in Pro League recently. I think he just, I don't want to spoil anything, but I think he just won an ace match against Flash. What? Yes, that was last night. Of course, I have Flash on my fantasy team. I wasn't too happy about that. Hero, he's another guy who is doing amazing. Roro and Hero, before MVP Invitational even started, I was talking to the Root guys about it. Major's like, Roro and Hero are so good. Roro is Vibe's favorite Zerg. He told me that 5 months ago, and they're destroying everyone. Roro versus Hero, Samson Khan versus CJ Entis. That's going to be an amazing match tomorrow, 5 p.m. Eastern. If you have work, if you have to attend your children's dance rehearsal, if you have to attend a talent show of your cousin, don't worry. The VODs will be at youtube.com/official MLGSE2. The rest of the week, every day, 5 p.m. Eastern, we have something awesome going on. Innovation versus TY, a TVT. People are like, oh, TVT. Guess what game we're playing, Nicholas?
We're playing Hellbat Drop game.
Playing Heart of the Swarm.
I was close.
You're close.
They're synonyms, right?
TVT and Heart of the Swarm has the potential to be amazing. And, of course, you saw the rest of the matches there. If you want more information about that, there's a Team Liquid thread on it. Of course, majorleaguegaming.com, your source for any and all information. That being said, Rules of Engagement is coming next, guys. We'll see you tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern with Roro versus Hero.